What's up YouTube, and welcome back to the Safe Zone. My name is Cole, or the Master Reactor, and today we're here with another Anthony Padilla interview. This one is I Spent a Day with KARL JACOBS. Now I just want to let you know that for the next 5 uploads that I post, I will be in the exact same outfit, and that is because I'm away at camp right now, so I just want to make sure I got all these videos out for you, and that way I can get a video every day, just like I always do. So if you're ever wondering why I'm always wearing the exact same Tommy Innit hoodie, 1, it's comfortable, but like 2, it's because these are all filmed on the same day. But I'm so excited to dive into another Anthony Padilla video. I love these interviews so much. You've heard me say that over and over again while watching his videos, but I cannot wait to see what this one is all about. I definitely know KARL a lot more than a lot of these other people before the interview, because he's shown up a lot on Mr. Beast videos, and I watch those. I'm excited to see what they talked about in this interview. But if you're excited for this reaction, please make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. We're trying to hit 700 by the end of the month, and we could not be closer. So thank you all so much for the support, and I would love if we can make that goal happen. But while you're down there, please make sure to leave a like, as it will always help the channel, and also make sure to leave a comment on what you think I should react to next, or what you thought of the video. I am always open to suggestions, and I love hearing what you have to say. But without further ado, I say we just dive straight into this video.
Sponsored by BetterHelp Online Therapy. Visit betterhelp.com/Padilla because sometimes existing is exhausting.
My name is Anthony Padilla, and today I'll be spending a day with KARL JACOBS, the immensely popular streamer and creator who went from working as a camera operator for Mr. Beast to now becoming one of the most notable new faces on the internet. By the end of this video, we'll find out how KARL achieved this massive fame so quickly, and we'll get a world exclusive announcement for a project that KARL's been working on in secret until today. Has KARL's dramatic rise to
this is
fame
an old
been
video, never
everything
mind.
you could have ever dreamed of? Or has the expectation and critique from fans and critics alike proven far more cruel than anyone could ever imagine?
From what I've seen of KARL on the Mr. Beast channel, KARL's such a lovely person. Like, they are just so like fun, and just like I assume that KARL doesn't get much hate, but there are people out there that are just dumb, so I'm excited to see this interview.
Hello, KARL!
Hello!
Yesterday, your name was trending on Twitter.
Yes.
Attached with a paparazzi-style candid photo of you in the airport.
Sure was.
With people saying, oh, he's just on his way to go do the Anthony Padilla video.
It's so crazy how people find out stuff. They'll like make assumptions and they'll be completely right, and they're like, but I'm just going crazy.
Was any part of you prepared for that kind of attention?
No. The weirdest part for me is I kind of blew up in the middle of a pandemic when I never saw anybody. So I went from nobody recognizing me, and now when I go out in public, I get recognized a lot.
How would you describe the content that you make?
I stream on Twitch a lot, hang out with my friends playing a bunch of different games, and then I'm also on YouTube, and I guess I'm also on Mr. Beast.
Watch out, we have a gamer in the room.
Uh-oh, I have to pull it out. 1 second.
Oh yeah.
My Minecraft championship coin.
Oh shit!
Okay, KARL.
People keep condoms in their wallet. KARL,
what the heck?
Keeps his MCC
For what?
coin.
I don't get it.
This will help you have
For what? I don't get it.
Job preventing it.
Wait, did he say that the coin was preventing? Oh my gosh.
You blew up massively in the past year, gaining multiple millions of subscribers and followers on YouTube.
That's crazy.
Calm down. Keep it going.
Twitter,
Instagram,
TikTok,
Vimeo.
Vimeo.
To
How
what?
has this ridiculously rapid growth affected you most?
I think the biggest change for me is I grew up on the internet. People I used to watch, I am now like friends with. Like you, for instance. I used to be a big Smosh guy.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
big Smosh guy?
Oh yeah. I mean, I rooted against you every food battle, but
You didn't like my stick foods?
I mean, you have to go with consistency. You know what I mean? Ian kept the same food every
You're
time.
a basic bitch.
That's messed up. And now it's like weird that I'm becoming friends with them, and sometimes good friends with them. Like I have pictures with a lot of my friends as a fan of theirs at a convention.
Did you have any kind of like secret formula for how you were going to achieve all the success that you have achieved, or did it kind of feel like it just happened?
You know what? I kind of did.
What? Before we continue learning about the world of KARL JACOBS, you've gotten some people saying that you have ruined Mr. Beast. I wanted to point out that I've also spent a day with others in the Minecraft world, including all of these beautiful people that you see on screen. I'll go ahead and include a link up here so you can tap that with your beautiful little...
One of those is not wonderful anymore. Yikes. But I definitely want to go watch that other one, like where they're like in those boxes, not in like person, because I think that was during the pandemic, but it's like with new Minecraft YouTubers. I think it has Nikki, Rambo, and Tommy, so I know it's gonna be a great interview, but I'm definitely gonna watch that soon. Most likely.
I watched content creators blow up before me, and a lot of times when I wanted to do something, I would look at who has the job I want and how they got there. And then I started editing at Mr. Beast, and I noticed what stuff would make it into videos and what would be taken out every time. When Chris makes these like long talks about stuff, it doesn't really make it as much. So
His heartfelt shit, no.
No, nobody cares. No.
Entertain me
cut it.
or get the f out.
Yeah, so then I was like, okay, I am like learning how to be on screen without ever being on screen.
Can you get into how you got that job as Mr. Beast editor and cameraman?
I know, that's a great
I
like
was
job.
in college in Portland learning how to edit. My mom would be pissed to hear this. I always wanted to drop out of college because I was I wanted to like,
okay.
I didn't want to drop out before I had a reason to drop out, but I wanted to get a reason to drop out.
You're just looking for it?
I
please,
had a friend that worked at Mr. Beast that I grew up with, and he's like, I'm like close with the manager at Mr. Beast. I think that they need an editor for Jimmy's brother. And then I go in for the interview and I show them stuff that I've done, and we hit it off, but they were like, you can get this job as his editor, but you have to understand it's trial, so you might not keep this job for too long. This channel doesn't exist yet, so we really don't know how much the pay is gonna be. And also, if you want this job, you have to stay here in North Carolina. I just kind of had to stay there with like a week's worth of clothing.
Oh.
Yikes.
I was all for it though. I was like excited. I was like, here's my,
I mean, that's true.
By the end of working at Mr. Bro, I was cameraman, editor, directing, and I was on screen. I got moved from doing all that to just becoming an editor for Mr. Beast. And then they needed somebody for a hide and seek video. It's 10 participants and you're by yourself the whole time. So it's all your vlogs. Whatever content you make is what's gonna make it. So I was like, here's my shot. So I did that and people seemed to like me. And then all of a sudden, COVID hit. So we all got 2 houses next to each other and only had essential people live there for videos. So because of that, while we were in those houses, I had to be on screen.
Were you nervous about like pushing yourself out there, like what people would say about you or any of that?
I was nervous because I started being a mainstay on Mr. Beast when they were making big changes at Mr. Beast.
You've gotten some people saying that you have ruined Mr. Beast.
Yeah, I'm proud of that one. That one's funny to me. I was laughing about this with Jimmy.
I don't think that's true.
Like, they think it's like a conspiracy. Carl was brought onto Mr. Beast to make it more child-friendly. I could be definitely polarizing. Like, I'm loud sometimes. You know what I mean? I get if you don't like how I act, that's fair, whatever.
I feel like around the same time that I started seeing you on there more is when I started feeling like I had a more personal connection with the people on screen.
I appreciate that.
I don't know if it was just because of you.
Yeah, no, but that's also Anthony saying this to Carl after Carl admits that like back in 2008 that Carl was watching Anthony. Like, that's crazy to hear Anthony now complimenting Carl on bringing something to the YouTube scheme, which is awesome. But that is something that I've noticed with Mr. Beast videos. By the way, if y'all want to see Mr. Beast reactions with new uploads, I haven't been recording them, but if y'all want to see that, I'm totally down to react to those. But in the Mr. Beast videos that I've watched, Carl is always my favorite part. Carl and Chandler, just because they're like just kind of like the goofball characters that Jimmy can like bounce off of with jokes. And I just, like Anthony's saying, it makes it feel more like you have a personal connection. Like it's just you're joking with friends or you're watching friends joke around.
Or like to other change, it was just because of you?
Yeah.
Was it your plan from the get-go? Like when you first were hired to work with Mr. Beast, was your plan like, oh, someday I'm gonna be on camera and make a name for myself?
It was definitely a hope even from the beginning. In Mr. Beast, as a company, the people that were working the hardest were getting to the spots that they wanted.
That is how it works.
And then you met Dream.
In a freak accident. Mr. Beast Gaming. It was supposed to be Jimmy, Chris, and Chandler, but Chris ended up being sick that day. So I came in his spot, and it ended up being Dream. So me and Dream were competing in it. We had to make content together, bounce off each other. We had never met.
Carl, hide over here. Hide closer to the edge.
Okay. Dream! From there, we kind of just kept in touch. And one day, he kind of just invited me to the Dream SMP.
I feel like some haters might ask, you know, were you trying to befriend someone that you knew would be popular and could benefit you?
I guess my only counter is I genuinely didn't know who Dream was during the Mr. Beast.
Oh my god. You know
I mean?
Yeah. Had you wanted to become a streamer before you joined the Dream SMP?
I was streaming for like 3 years beforehand. I was averaging 70 to 100 viewers.
What are you getting?
I mean, that's still pretty good for a new one.
My best month, I averaged almost 200K.
Was that when you reached #1 streamer for the month?
Yeah, for 1 month I was the #1 streamer. I was so passionate about Twitch growing up that I just wanted to, I would be like, how crazy would it be if I hit #1 for a month?
And then you did it.
Yep.
That's awesome, because like, in all my time watching like Mr. Beast and seeing Karl, like I enjoy it, but I'm gonna be honest, I never knew how influential of a streamer that he was or anything, because like the only thing I knew about Karl was that he was that funny guy on Mr. Beast. Like I feel like that's kind of an insult, but like I'm sorry, Karl. But the only thing I knew about Karl was that they're just the funny one. But that's crazy. I gotta tune into some KARL JACOBS streams. I gotta see what goes on over there.
And then you created Tales from the SMP.
Yes. Basically, my character, canonically in the Dream SMP universe, is a time traveler. And he doesn't get to choose when he time travels. He doesn't get to choose when he time travels to. Every single time he time travels, the only constant is that he gets put into the center of a conflict.
Do you feel like that's where you established yourself as like your own
In my opinion,
brand?
that's where I became like what
KARL
my stream
JACOBS.
is. Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's like
I
the
try to
KARL
do a
JACOBS
bunch of stuff
story.
that people don't really have never done before on Twitch. A few episodes into Tales from the SMP, I remember using cutscenes for the first time.
Which is just wild for a live stream. It becomes almost live theater.
I was doing it behind the scenes, and I would switch back to my camera and act like I didn't just do that. You know what I mean? People liked it a lot,
That's
and they were like
cool.
blown away by that cutscene.
Yeah.
And I knew that I was going in the right direction with it.
And who are you playing with when you're doing these?
That's the best part, is I get to use the pool of people that are in the Dream SMP. It's so fun to me, because these people in the Dream SMP are some of the most talented at what they do. Fundy, Sapnap, George, Quackity is like one of the funniest things I've ever met. You know what I mean? All these dudes are so fun.
Yeah, you could definitely say that.
How is Corpse good at improv? That pisses me off.
Eating a head? Karl, get out of there. You don't want to end up like this one here. Oh, God.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
good at
what was
everything.
that?
You know what, Corpse, leave a little bit for the rest of us.
He's like, I was so anxious, I didn't know what to expect. And I was
Yeah.
like, you did so
It's
good.
so funny how Corpse is good at everything, but yet just with a dash of anxiety the whole time.
And I just get to use them to help tell the story.
You have a fucking ensemble cast bigger than the Marvel universe.
Exactly.
Wait, hold on. That was like a really cool piece of art. I hate to go back, but yeah, no, Quack JTH and Ikomchi. I'm so sorry if I pronounced those wrong, but that is amazing. Like, good job. That's really cool. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. That art piece just blew me out. Just blew me away.
Exactly.
Are there any downsides to blowing up so quickly?
I think people complain a lot. I think it's so cool.
I
There is
mean, yeah.
definitely downsides. Like, I stress out every time I trend on Twitter. I wake up to my name trending, though. That's the
You're like-
scariest thing of all time.
That's true,
There
because
are
you don't know what it
aspects
is.
of it where I'm like, is it healthy to be on my phone for 10 hours a day working?
Well, none of it's healthy. I never argued that. That wasn't my argument.
You enjoy it despite it. Yeah, it's like eating sugar.
I can't just dabble in something. I'm all into something.
I mean, with such a massive amount of fans and just people that know who you are online, I'm sure you had at least one bizarre fan experience.
I used to have an Uber Eats
Oh,
driver
no.
that knew who I was. And he would
Yeah.
specifically try to get my orders. And I would do a leave at door. He'd ring my doorbell 3 times, and I
Yeah.
would go. And it was in the middle of the stream.
Oh, so he's probably watching you.
He was watching me. I didn't think about
Oh,
that. 'Cause then I
yikes.
got back up, and I was like, dang, they forgot my Baja Blast. And then I got a text from the Uber driver that was like, hey, sorry about the Baja Blast. And I was like, ooh.
At that point, you're like,
Yeah.
oh, they know where I live. Oh, they have my
Yikes.
And
address.
if
Oh.
he's invasive enough to ring the doorbell 3 times,
Yeah.
what else is he
Yeah, he might...
capable of? I've had people drive up to my house, and then they're waiting there for a few hours, and then when I open up the door, then they pull up, hey, my son's a big fan. I was like, you're a full-grown mom.
Yeah.
Yikes.
In front of my house for their son to get a picture with me. And then I had to tell them no, because it's at my house.
But then, you know, the parents are like, you know, they love their children more than anything in the world. They want to give them what they want. They're like, it's not that big of a deal.
Of course.
Like,
my mom like, probably would
people
do
like that.
Yeah,
You know
but
I mean?
like, you know, just put it out there. If your mom watching this, who might do this kind of thing, it's a little,
My mom met you.
What?
My mom met you before.
What?
When did your mom meet me?
My mom and my sister went to VidCon.
What?
And my mom was like, I just had such a lovely chat with some guys at breakfast. She was like, yeah, they're YouTubers. They said that they're kind of like big YouTubers.
What the f?
And I was like, oh, who is it? And then she said Smash.
When I posted a community post asking for people to submit questions, so many people said that you helped them through really tough times in their life.
That's so nice.
Some people even said you are one of the only reasons that they're here.
That's so surreal.
Wow.
Do comments like this, I mean, like, of course they feel good to hear. Do they put pressure on you to not disappoint?
I think of course there's always pressure. Growing up, I had so many content creators that were like, go home sick from school because I just couldn't take it, and then I would just sit home and like, grind a bunch of YouTube videos. I think my followers are some of the coolest people in the world. I feel like I can relate with them so much because I literally like months ago was one of them.
Right, yeah, true. Before you blew up, yeah.
Literally like that's where I was. You know what I mean? So I think it's so cool. It's such a cool experience.
You know, something about that is just like, not everyone has access to like go out and like, now I'm never suggesting YouTube videos over actual therapy. Please make sure that if you can and have the means, go to therapy. It really helps, believe me, even if you don't think you need it. It's always a healthy thing to do as a person. But for those people who don't have access to it or aren't allowed to go, content creators that make them feel like they belong and help encourage them to keep going are some of my favorite content creators, because they make it real while also providing entertainment. They give you a place to belong while also just like making you happy. And I think that is so amazing to see that like KARL and a lot of like Rambu and Nikki's like viewers as well that I've seen have been like just such a welcoming and like just charming community to like be around. And that's not just them. Pretty much everyone I've reacted to on the channel, actually I would go far to say all of the people I've reacted to my channel, their communities are so like nice that it makes it such a wonderful place to be in. And that's what I absolutely love about the communities that these YouTubers have made. And that is so awesome to see that KARL even feels the same way about their own audience, you know? Like, that's awesome.
You've mentioned that you have ADHD. How do you think this affects you most?
I've kind of utilized it, in my opinion, as like a positive in my life. I used to take medicine for it, and I guess it just wasn't for me. Obviously, medicine is super helpful for a lot of people. I'm not discrediting that. For me, I felt like a drone, if that makes sense.
I hear that a lot too. People feel like they're almost like floating through life.
It felt like I didn't have my personality anymore, but it felt that I was cognitive of that. A lot of people will resonate with me because of the way I act.
You know, I've heard that before.
Hyperfixations on stuff. I want people to feel like they have like creators in the world that have similar experiences with them.
We tend to teach/learn that there are certain things about us that are detriments. There are times when these detriments can be used as something beneficial in our lives.
Exactly. Wow, that was well put. You're so much better at speaking than me.
You're better at Minecraft than me.
Probably not. I'm not that good.
Alyssa wants to know if it's difficult to maintain your happy/giggly personality on stream even when you're not feeling that great.
I'm bad at faking emotions, to be honest. I'm so bad at it. So like if I'm just not in the mood, I can't do it. I just try to set myself up to be in a way where I'm not in a bad mood.
How do you set yourself up for that?
I have pre-recorded days of Cartoon Network from like 2003, so it has all the old commercials and everything like
Oh,
that.
whoa.
Just a point, yeah.
It reminds you of the time in your life where you didn't dedicate 100,000 hours a week.
Something like that.
Haley Senpai wants to know how you deal with harsh and...
Haley Senpai?
Yeah.
Senpai, is that Italian or?
It's probably somewhere
Is that
there. I
Italian?
want to know how you deal with harsh fans and critics that analyze and judge everything that you do online.
That's tricky. What you do, no matter what on the internet, is gonna come back, no matter what.
It's always gonna be judged.
Doesn't matter.
It exists forever.
And people are always gonna have an opinion on it. Whenever anything ever bad comes out about me, I feel terrible, Mostly because I'm like worried that people that like me, I let them down. It's interesting to maneuver it. I don't think there's anything wrong with getting held accountable. I think that there's stuff wrong with people weaponizing it for their own dangerous reasoning, you know what I mean? Because they get like, people sometimes get power highs from stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
Because the internet's powerful, just in general.
I feel like a lot of people have this idea of this ideal world when they get caught up in that, and it's very justified. And I want that ideal world too. You know, I want this world where everyone is an empathetic person who does the right thing. In this process of people holding someone accountable to a degree that is just excessive, to a degree where it's destroying them, their mental health, their career, their entire lives, their community. It pushes people away from wanting to make those positive changes to their lives that everyone wants. So we are left with what if we don't allow anyone to ever expand and grow and say, you know what, you did that thing and you've shown growth, and I can tell you want to change, or even these things that you did in your past, that's clearly not who you've become.
Yeah, so that's also like a lot of positive. I feel like I've grown as a person so much from getting educated on matters, but then there is people that are just kind of like out to get you, I think.
Right. That's awesome though that
so
like
next?
Carl's gone to like seek out
goals
education.
Or any secret projects?
I have so many plans going on. I love animation, so I really want to end up like producing my own cartoon. I think that'd be crazy if I like just got to tell
Does that
a story
exist
in
yet?
that facet.
So what you're currently doing with Tales is kind of like a pilot.
It's a literal direct pilot to something else I'm working on. But I mean, should I say it? Should I just go into it?
World exclusive announcement, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone in between. KARL JACOBS' secret project.
Now, is this something that has already come out?
Actively on a comic book series. I want it to be based off of the same storyline as Tales from the SMP.
Yeah.
But I want it to be its own standalone. It's not canon to anything that happens in the Dream SMP.
Its own world.
I still want to continue Tales from the SMP. It's gonna be the same premise, just different stories, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's cool.
And it's all gonna tie into itself rather than tying into the overarching Dream SMP.
How is this comic book series going to elevate your storytelling?
I can't say exactly who yet, but I'm working with some of the best in the industry for comics. When it comes to writers, when it comes to artists.
Whisper it to me. Secret. Oh shit!
Right? Come on.
Shit! Yeah. You are not prepared.
No.
Is this out? Please tell me. Is this out yet? I have to know.
What's currently bringing you the most joy about what you do?
I love seeing people getting excited about the work that I do. I think that's the most rewarding thing to me. Like when Tales from the SMP happens, before the stream ends, there's 2 to 2.5 million people that have watched it. And I think that's crazy.
What do you think the biggest misconception is about you?
People think that I came out of nowhere when I really like, I can't express how much work I put into
you're grinding behind the scenes.
You know what I mean? I really tried to get there.
In many ways, you put in the work and the time that made you deserving of where you are.
I'd like to think so.
That's it, yeah. I mean, everything is a little bit of luck.
Nobody got to where they are without luck, right? But like, I think all you have to do is prepare yourself to, when you have that lucky break, to be able to take advantage of it.
If you have a certain mindset, you can see it. You can pick up on it.
100%.
Which is literally why I brought you on. Almost like I could see, you know, the way that you perceive the world is like through this lens of everything's kind of exciting and a fun challenge.
Yeah.
And I think that is what elevates people to make really incredible art, and I see that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
There we go. No, maybe I did like the taquitos and food better. I was wrong.
Is Carl changing sides? You know? Maybe Anthony was right all along. But no, that is I like this freeze frame. That looks like Anthony's falling out of his chair. But yeah, no, that is like really awesome to hear. Cause like everything on the internet, like, and in real life too, like jobs, you like multiple people apply. If you got it, you are lucky. If like, but you only keep that job if you work hard and like you give it the attention it deserves. Because big creators, like some of the biggest today, like Dream, and then Mr. Beast, like hitting 100 million. Sure, he had like a boost of money, and that's why he's like gotten attention. But people wouldn't stick around and watch a rich person just hand out money. People would, but not 100 million people. Like, in order for people to keep coming back, you have to work hard on making good content and like getting it like, and then also with Dream hitting 30 million, that's absolutely insane. But again, as lucky as he was to have gotten a explosive series like the Manhunt videos and the Dream SMP, none of that would have happened if they hadn't worked hard on studying the algorithm, like putting together like a group of funny creators who could bounce off each other and make it like comedic content. Like it's all people normally when scrutinizing these creators always look at the luck that they've received, like, oh, Mr. Beast's parents and his family bought into Bitcoin early, or Dream just got lucky one day and like he's like just cheated on speed runs or whatever. Like there's always the stuff they call out as like the luck in it, and like, oh, or they cheated at something, or the luck, and that's the only reason they're famous. But it's really behind the scenes that you don't see all of the work that they put in order to get to that point where they could produce something that could immediately turn around and do well. And I think that is so awesome that Karl says, like, it's always luck, no matter what you're doing, but it's always the work, like, but Karl put in a lot of work to get where he is today.
All right, you got 5 seconds to shout out or promote anything you want directly into camera. Go.
My name's KARL JACOBS. You just type that in, and then I'm sure you'll find something. If you like me or you hate me, subscribe to him. Or if you don't have any opinion on me, just subscribe. Go ahead. Do you know how easy it is to subscribe, though?
You click a button, click a bell.
It's like a game.
And have you heard the sound that it makes when you click the bell?
No, I don't do it.
It goes.
Does it?
It totally does.
It does?
Well, there you have it.
I don't think it does.
KARL JACOBS, and one thing that really stuck with me is how contagious the feeling of inspiration can really be, and how important it is to remain excited about every single step of the process of something that you're working on, rather than focusing on that finish line, that goal, and how nothing can really ever feel old or tired if you are remaining excited throughout that entire process. And I hope that we can all take away something from Karl's mentality of just feeling genuinely inspired.
That was a good outro. Now, before they play this end credits scene here, I loved how Karl said, you worded that so well, because that's one thing that, like, I didn't even, like, think to mention until just now when I thought of it, but, like, Karl saying that just made me think, Anthony really is insanely good at what he does, because, like, I've watched a ton of, like, non-content creator specific Anthony Padilla videos. Like, I've watched all of the gender ones, a lot of like the crime ones, and like they're just so awesome to watch because like no matter what the content is, Anthony throws like his bias out of the window to hear what the guests have to say and takes it in and like builds on it with great questions, great dialogue, and is really open and caring to learn about something he might not know a lot about, which I think is so amazing to see in a content creator. And that's why I love these interviews so much.
You look great today, by the way.
Thanks, you too.
Look in the camera. Look cute really quick.
Look cute really quick?
Cute.
I'm sorry. Fuck you, dude. See, you try.
No, I'm not gonna. I'm not even gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it. Send me up.
Come on, everyone, leave a comment below letting Karl know how cute he is. He needs to hear it. He's not feeling very confident right now. Are you just doing a cosplay of me in high school?
Like, low key though, Karl is cute. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be honest with ourselves here. But no, I've said a lot of what I was planning on saying in the outro during the video with like the work and luck balance, and then also the Anthony just being an amazing interviewer. But I really liked this episode, and also that comic series. Is it out? And if it's not, when will it be out? Or was it canceled? I need to know because that looked really cool and I will buy it instantly. By the way, speaking of books, I already pre-ordered the Tommy and It quote book. I pre-ordered it. I'm just waiting for that to release. But anyway, this interview was so amazing. I love Karl's personality. I like, honestly, I really like Karl. So that's about it for today. I will see you all later today, actually. Goodbye.